Hey guys, I'm David and welcome to Living with the Coopers. This video is going to be all about my experiences of fatherhood in general. I put a video up the other day. If you haven't seen it, it's here right now. And if you did watch it, you would have seen that it was about Alanis' conception through to birth. Now, first off, I want to say thank you ever so much for the kind feedback we got on that video. Not so much on YouTube. We did get a couple of comments, but mainly on our Facebook. I had some absolutely lovely things back. It really touched me because that wasn't the intention with the video. It was just something I wanted to talk about, and this is the perfect forum for me to do it. So thank you very much. I was really humbled, and it means an awful lot to me, so thank you. Now, I could keep on talking about any point in between the conception and the birth forever, but I'm going to move on slightly to how I prepared for fatherhood. Now, I want to state from the top that this isn't an instructional video, that this isn't me being like, oh, if you follow these steps, then you will be a good father. Because I don't think there is any form of universal parenting. I think every person and every baby will make every parenthood completely different. There'll be similarities, but I don't think you could ever cover all the bases. So I want to go through a few things that I did to prepare. What did I do to prepare? Absolutely nothing. And that's not because I thought it'd be a good idea, it's because I had no idea how to. As I mentioned in the last video, I've always had children in the family. I think I might have had to babysit overnight once, and I don't even know if that's right. It's probably not. I don't think I ever babysat overnight. And I'd never, as I said in the last video, never ever thought of myself as one day I'll be a dad. I tried to imagine it, but I just couldn't. And that's just the way it was. Just to give you a little bit more of my background, before I started with the band full time, so about 4 years ago, I got into Swansea University doing a social work degree. I did a year's worth of it. I went on placement. I was placed with the children's team. There was one day I was on placement and I sat there thinking, I can't do this job. There was something that just wasn't in me. That's not a good thing. I mean, the thing that I didn't have was what makes good social workers. So I thought, there's no point me wasting any more time with this. I'll just get out. Otherwise, I'd be in a job that I wouldn't be able to do, and I'd end up resenting the fact that I'd spent so much time doing it. So when it came to us finding out that we were having a baby, I was able to pick up on things that I'd learnt, like child development, like attachment theory, loads of bits and bobs like that. But, reading a book on something isn't the same as having that thing put in front of you and saying, do that. I could read a book on fixing a car right now, but you put me with a spanner in my hand outside and I'd be useless. What I really relied on when we first had the baby was everyone around me. We're so lucky. We've got a massive support network. There's my mother, my father, Ellen's mother, Ellen's father. Then we've got cousins, we've got friends, we've got aunties, we've got uncles. There's just people everywhere who are just always willing to help us. So if you're any of those people I've just mentioned, then thank you so much. We really love you from the bottom of our hearts. When the baby was born, it was relatively straightforward. I had quite a good deal because we were breastfeeding, so Ellen was taking care of all the feeds. She didn't like using a breast pump, not out of choice. It was just she couldn't. It didn't work. It wasn't like she was like, oh, I don't want to use that. She just didn't feel like it was working properly. So I didn't have to get up for night feeds at all, ever. I just stay in bed. In fact, it got to a point where I wasn't even waking up when the baby was waking up in the nights. Ellen would just go, sort her out, come back in. She was sleeping in like a next to me crib for a while anyway. So Ellen would just pick her up and then chuck her on and then, either leave her there or put her back in the bed when she's done. So feeding, I wasn't a part of. I would always take care of stuff like, keeping the baby clean and changing nappies and stuff. I mean, that was something I did from the day go. I think I changed your first nappy. I'm not afraid of parenting. I wasn't nervous. One thing they don't tell you, though, as a father, and this is one bit of advice that I will give to other fathers, is that they don't tell you how much poop gets in places that you don't necessarily want to have to clean poop out of. That's all I'm going to say. You'll understand what I mean. It's everywhere. It gets everywhere. In every little crease, everything. Ellen was off for the first 9 months of the baby being born anyway. She works at NHS and they're very, very good with the time off you get from maternity. And it came to the point that she needed to go back. Now, up until this point, I'd kind of been living a separate life. I hadn't really had to take care of the baby for a full day. And that's not because I didn't want to, it's just because we were neither of us were ever away from the baby for that long. And then the day came that Ellen was due to go back to work. And that was a shock because I had kind of only fluked it up until that point, I suppose. There was me thinking, oh, this is easy. Whereas in what became blatantly obvious was the fact that it wasn't easy. I just wasn't doing enough of it. It was quite an eye-opener. So the first day came, Ellen went to work, and then I was just left on my own with the baby thinking, yeah, this is easy. I can do this. Not a problem. First day, fine. Second day, fine. Third day, oh my God, what's happening? Fourth day, please get me out of this situation. Fifth day, Ellen was off anyway, so it was fine. But it was such a big change, and it's my own fault for not preparing properly. I mean, that's another thing I can tell any fathers is maybe try and prepare yourself for situations where you have to take the lead. I mean, we're in a very different situation in this family because I only work weekends, and I manage to support the family that way. So I'm so lucky that I get the time off in the week. We don't have to worry about childcare. I'm the childcare. So we're very, very lucky when it comes to our working situation and our home life in general. But there may be things that can happen where you as a father may be left alone with the baby, and just make sure that you are prepared for those moments. It's not just all about having fun like I tend to do now. Now the baby's a bit older, I can go and just have fun with her, come home, slap a nappy on her and then give her some food and she's fine. But there was so much to take care of. Another thing that happened when I'm thinking of it, the day that Ellen went back to work, Alanis thought, I know, I've had quite an easy 9 months so far. I'm going to start crawling today. So the day that she went back to work, Alanis started crawling. And I don't mean crawling like taking little, and rolling over. Oh, this is fun. No, you put her down and she was gone. Like it happened overnight. It literally happened overnight. The Sunday, she couldn't crawl. The Monday, she was trying to climb on everything. And that leads me on to the next part then. It's brilliant. Don't get me wrong. I'm loving all of this. It's so much fun. But Alanis has this amazing ability to just climb. She always has. From day one, when she could crawl and she could get up on something and support herself on something, she was climbing up something. So we've got these little coffee tables. And I remember one day just looking around and she was just stood on one. Just like, yeah, this is what I do now. Now that I can support my own weight, I just stand on the table. And that was a good 8 months ago. And she hasn't stopped doing it since. She will just stand on anything. This very table, I came in one day and she was standing on this with no way of getting up. She must have, I don't even know how she did it. It's amazing. And then another day I came in and the baby was stood on this table and Ellen was stood on the table next to her, trying to wind me up. It was funny, but I'm trying, the problem is I don't want her to not be able to do these things. I could go on with this video for ages and ages and ages. So what I want to do is possibly start doing this more often. There's things in this video that I didn't even cover that I want to try and cover in other things. So I think I'm going to do what we set to do with this channel in the first place and kind of make like maybe a video a week about parenting or about fatherhood. I know other fathers who are in very similar situations to me, and I'd love for them to come down as well. So I've called this section "In the Eyes of a Father." I kind of want to break down a couple of barriers that I think society has around fatherhood anyway. We're not very vocal as fathers when it comes to just the general day-to-day stuff. You know, I mean, I don't know whether it's just me, but there seems to be this like macho-ness around fatherhood, and you should be all kicking balls and doing stuff like that. But I mean, nothing gives me more pleasure than telling the baby I love her, or like taking her to a party, and even if she doesn't want to dance, just picking her up and dancing with her, because she's my princess. Sorry, I'm getting a bit emotional now, and I didn't want this to happen. Right, let me recompose myself. I do apologise, but I think that fatherhood is such an incredible experience. Same as motherhood. I mean, you know, it's such a beautiful thing to be happening. I've got that little girl upstairs who's sleeping right now, who's going to wake up and absolutely torture me for the next 8 hours. One more thing before I finish, and it kind of sums up fatherhood to me, is the baby can be torturing me for hours, and I'll get to the end of my tether. I'll be like, oh, please go to sleep, especially when she's tired and she gets grumpy. It's the only time she ever cries. And I think, oh, please just go to bed, and I'll put her to bed. And as soon as I close that door, I just miss her. I just want her to be background and playing again, and it's so incredible being a father. I'll try not to get soppy again. I do apologise. I lost it a little bit there. But thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Oh, dad jokes too! I need to start doing dad jokes. What's red and sits in the corner of a room? A naughty strawberry! See you next time!